In true wargaming fashion, they have spaghetti coded something, which rumor is they forgot to disable support consumables in clan battles, which is not confirmed, but that's the current rumor that's been going around, and that's the rumored reason as to why wargaming has uh, delayed clan battles for an entire week. So instead of starting tomorrow, it starts next Wednesday, which honestly, my honest, complete reaction to that was as soon as I heard that, I was like, nice. That gives me more time to play Honkai Star Rail instead of this game, which is nice. But anyway, let's see here. Two blacklisted people right off the start of the game is always a fun sign. But I know JFK is a decent clan, so I'm pretty sure I just have him blacklisted for being annoying more than anything. Let's see. Petro Radar is the only radar, actually. Yamagiri, Alvaro, potential radar in the Yu Yang, and a Holland, and a Benham. Okay, so actually, this is a 6 battleship, 5 destroyer game. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a queue dump, because some assholes sat in queue for fucking 20 minutes. Which is most likely these super destroyers, honestly. Super battleships are actually relatively common. Main Fatsumas and Hanovers, all of those get played a fair bit, at least in my experience, or really it's just those are the 3 super ships I tend to see more than any of the others. Although Annapolis isn't that far behind there either, but whatever. Uh, Game plan, I think, is gonna be. Honestly, I don't really want to contest B, at least not right away. Mainly due to my detection range being what it is, 7.2, which fucking hell. Every time you see me do something like that, it's because I hit Alt trying to bring up my cursor because that's the key for it in Honkai Star Rail, and it's control here. So whenever you see me doing like motions like that, I'm trying to bring up my cursor and failing because that's not the keybind for it. Also, that is, oh my, I'm not even gonna comment on that. There's my build, but which by the way, I do like that this has been updated so that I can see my teammates' builds. But at the same time, it means I have to look at people like that Kun Ming as well, which is unfortunate. A's being flipped not by the Benham, but by something else. I could be the Yamagiri. It could. I honestly think it might be the Yamagiri just because of how quick that they got there. Shut the fuck up. It looks like whatever it is, it's on this side right here. Okay, they're kiting out. That's fun. Lumbo's gonna push in. I don't think those torpedoes are going to hit anything. So I might honestly turn back in here. No. It's not the Alvaro. It's not the Benham. It's possibly not the Yamagiri, although we don't know that for sure. There's no divisions on their team that we can try and go by. It could be the Yu Yang, which if it is the Yu Yang, is actually pretty good for us. There's the Petro radar, because the Yu Yang torpedoes cannot threaten us at all. Which predictably no dice on the torpedoes, but we pretty much figured that already. I really want to fight whatever destroyer it is in here, but there is that fucking Petro, which is going to be really annoying. I am just going to try and keep this island in between myself and this Petro so that whatever destroyer it is that's in here, he's not going to have the support of the Petro. And it is, in fact, going to be the Yu Yang. Which, well, let's see if we get spotted here. We do, in fact, get detected. Which means there is another destroyer somewhere around here. Which is very good to know. And the reason we know that there was another destroyer here is because... are you fucking kidding me? When we shot there, that Yu Yang was in his smoke, which would have broken the line of sight otherwise. So the fact that we got detected there by something that we know wasn't the Yu Yang, we know was not the Petro, it's not the Shiki, and none of those guys were detecting me. So it had to be an unspotted destroyer. And this Yu Yang shot and got himself detected. He is going to actually beach right here. Those are Yamagiri torpedoes right there. Because those are sets of 6. This Yu Yang is not going to run away. Or no, he is accelerating now, but he heavily misplayed there by inting into detection there. He did have an opening where he could have just chilled out for a little while and just hug this island really close and try and get away. But for some reason he didn't do that. Not that I'm complaining, of course. What I am gonna kind of complain about is our fucking battleships killing each other one at a time. Gearing is running it down at the Yamagiri. There is a Holland. Those were the Holland torpedoes that went by there. The Gearing just lost to the fucking Yamagiri, which I honestly don't know how. But sure, okay, whatever. On the bright side, we are going to be able to grab B here now. Even if there's petro radars, we don't really care that much. We could also try and get some cheeky torpedoes on the Shiki. Cheeky torpedoes on the Shiki. Try saying that 10 times fast. And yet there's the Holland. I really want to go try and fight that Holland. There's the Petro. It looks like he's pretty content to just sit on that island for right now. The Utiloi and the Kunming should be able to kill a Yamagiri, question mark. He's already burned both of his torpedoes. And there goes the Petro radar. And the Shiki is going to shoot at me, which is a little unfortunate. So we might not end up getting this cap, at least not immediately, unless the Shiki ends his shots, which he does, in fact, do. Which is kind of amusing. I don't think these torpedoes are going to hit, though, because the Shiki is just about to turn out here. Actually, he might. If he turns in slightly, his rudder would be locked, but no, he's not. Which is unfortunate, but oh well. We are tied on ships, we're tied on caps right now. But we are... Oh, the Shiki actually did manage to int into one of those, which is funny. We are going to cap C here. Our Kunming and Utiloi, in theory, should be able to handle an Alvaro. There is an unspotted Benham out here, though, which is going to be annoying for our Ohio and our Montana. Which I think my best play right now is going to be try and screen out these two destroyers. We are leaving B pretty much open for absolute free right now, but we don't really have a lot of choice because this Benham is going to make life really miserable for our battleships on this side, and we need to be able to put pressure on these caps here if we want to win this game, because B is going to fall, assuming that the Holland is walking at it, which he should be at this point, which, yeah, he is. There it is. So this Benham might actually be locked against this island here. And the fucking main is going to shoot at us, which is annoying. But right now, we really just have to try and get this Venom killed. That really is our best play right now. And his entire team is over here shooting at us. And no, if we were going to spot this Venom, we would have by now. This Venom is like out here somewhere. So we're gonna have to shift our focus away from trying to get that Venom killed. He's hauling ass, like he's this way. And we know that because we were pretty much, if that Venom was against the island, we would have spotted him there. We were just running it down at that direction. And we didn't spot him. And that's telling us that the Venom is kiting that way. The Poison did actually manage to int into those torpedoes, which is also funny, seeing as those literally just ran out too. But there's the Venom. And we love that dispersion. I'm just gonna have to smoke up here, because there's a fucking Mecklenburg right there. There goes the Petro at least. And I can't really stay there either to get my farm on either, because the Mecklenburg, first of all, he went dark, but also because there's a Venom who did not die to that, which is really unfortunate because he was really low health. If we had hit more than one fucking shell on our first salvo, that would have been a dead Venom, but such is life, I guess. Holland has not been spotted in nearly 4 minutes. Our St. Vincent's not being spotted, which does give us a little bit of information to work with. That wherever the Holland is, he's not in a position that will spot the GK or the St. Vincent. There's a Mecklenburg. Okay, that Holland I actually think is like right there. I just heard my phone go off again. Mecklenburg is starting to press W now. I really don't have any clear openings to press W at any of these battleships right now. Or not the battleships, the destroyers, because of these battleships. We do have a slight advantage on points. But how much longer we're going to have that advantage is going to be seen. I don't want to be caught stationary in front of a Mecklenburg, though. Our Zao's not being spotted. This Mecklenburg should hopefully die to those torpedoes. Shiki is finally deciding to move, though. We do manage to hit one, and that is a flood and a DCP. So, yeah, there goes the Mecklenburg. That is perfect. The Preußen goes down as well. Benham. Come on, turrets. Turn, please. Okay, the Benham just goes down to the Zao, which is good. Zao might die to the main. He does not, but he's going to eventually. If not to the main, then to the Shiki. And there is still an unspotted Holland for the past, like, fucking 6 minutes. Yet there goes the Zao. And this also tells us a little bit. Wherever this Holland fucked off to, he is not in a position that can spot me, even when I shot. So he could still be in the middle of B right there. And the Shiki, as soon as I launch torpedoes, that's when he turns. But whatever. I think this main is gonna... Well, no, the main's a bit further away. Okay. Okay, now the Shiki is just going to sit behind this island. Okay. This main, on the other hand, is pressing W. No, the Shiki is starting to press as well. And look at our Kunming still in fucking C doing fuck all. In typical Kunming player fashion. We're gonna have to try and shoot this Shiki a little bit. But the Shiki is gonna be a little bit annoying. Because it does not have a lot of superstructure for the sap to hit. And I'm hitting mostly turrets right there. Alright. This main is probably going... No, he's just going to turn out. For some reason. Okay, and the Holland is actually in A. Which that is gonna be a little annoying to deal with because there's a main and a Shiki right there that we're gonna have to deal with. But we do, right now, our first priority is to just get out of where we are now because there's most likely Holland torpedoes coming towards where our smoke was right there. I'm just gonna let my team kill that Sheik. Well, actually, my team might not kill the Sheik because no one's in a position to spot him. And our Ohio is gonna rather shoot at the kiting main. Okay, whatever. The Shiki. Oh, what? No, I didn't mean to do that. The Shiki might actually int into these Kunming torps, which would be really funny. But right now, I'm just gonna try and run at this Holland, and hopefully we can get the kill on him. Although it's really not gonna matter, because this game is basically over at this point. No, Holland is actually right there, which I wasn't expecting, but we love sap, by the way. Except for when it does that, but I digress. Bounces. And there we go. Sucks that we're not gonna get the third solo base cap, but whatever. Decent little game. I think that is a semi-decent little demonstration on applying cap pressure with, well, really the Italian destroyers in particular, because you do have that high-speed smoke that gives you a lot of escapability as long as radar doesn't get involved. Which, to be fair, this was a pretty good example because there was no radar, except for the Petro, but then the Shiki ended up ending his shots. But really, what this game I want to just kind of draw attention to was the fact that we were able to apply cap pressure on two caps just by rotating in between them, and just playing to try and deny those enemy destroyers, running it down at them, and just working your consumables. That is something that I want to stress with the Italian destroyers in particular, is you do not want to use your consumables at the same time. Your smoke generator and your speed boost should be used separately from each other, so you can swap between them. While one is on cooldown, you can use the other to avoid damage. You don't want to be in a position where you have no smoke, no speed boost, and are spotted. Unless you're like just in a position where you're farming something that's not looking at you or something like that. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough for this video. Decent little game there. We played a lot of anti-destroyer work, honestly. Sucks that we didn't kill that Venom, but oh well, such is life. We did end up killing the Holland and the Yu Yang, so just applying cap pressure and going for destroyer picks. It's basically a slight variation of playing French destroyers, if you think about it. So that really is a little bit of a way to think of the Italian destroyers. They're really more similar to the French than anything. They're just like they're not exactly the same, but they have the same goal, where their goal is to apply cap pressure and play for picks because that sap just balances destroyers so fucking hard. So, uh, anyway, I have run my mouth enough, so I will see you, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Wednesday. I will see you on Thursday.